In this video, I'll talk about one of the reports recently released by the government, that is India Justice Report. This is a huge report. In this particular video, I'll talk about the basic police strengths across the various states, the representation of women and other SC/ST communities when it comes to the police force. So I will restrict my particular highlighting to the aspect related to police strengths. As regards the justice delivery system, which the report also highlights, I will talk in another video, right? So in this particular article, as it says that the India Justice Report 2022 was released by the Tata Trust. Very important from prelims perspective. This news assumes importance because it may be asked in prelims also. And one more thing that you need to understand, that this is not first such report. This is the third such report, India Justice Report. This is the third report. The first report was released in 2019. So be careful. The UPSC may try to confuse you, right? This. What it says that on a national level, it will take another 24 years to have 33% of women in police force across the states. It means that before this 33% criteria, see, try to understand, police is a state subject. Policing is a state subject, and every state can decide how much proportion of their population in the police forces can be women. So the states have generally kept a benchmark of 35% to 10%. This is the targets. Depending on which state, the number of percentage of the target changes, right? It says that this particular report says that it will take another 24 years to have 33% women in police forces across the states. And for a state like Jharkhand, the present position of the Jharkhand is known to be very bad. It says that the state will take 206 years to ensure that the 33% of the police force will come from the women category, right? It ranks police forces of states based on various indicators such as vacancies against the sanctioned strength, representation of women and scheduled caste and scheduled tribe communities, and so on. These are the benchmark indicators that this particular the report uses in ranking the states. Overall, as regards the police forces, Telangana police has bagged the top rank among states with population over 10 million. It means the states with population over 10 crore, Telangana got the best position, while West Bengal has come in the last position. What else it says? The third edition of the India Justice Report notes that the gap between the sanctioned and actual strength in police forces on the national level remains worryingly large. Okay, as per the report findings, between January 2020 and January 2022, the overall vacancies in the police forces rose from 20% to 22.1%. This is a very important news from your mains perspective also. So you need to understand that the sanctioned strength, the overall vacancies in the police forces sanctioned strength has increased. From the prelims perspective also, it is important. In the case of police constables, as of January 2022, while West Bengal was the worst performer among the large and mid-sized states with vacancies amounting to 44% of the sanctioned strength, Kerala was at the top with constable vacancies making up to 4.6% of the sanctioned strength. So whatever the strength the government has sanctioned, Kerala could largely live up to its expectations, with the deficiency only being 4.6% to the sanctioned strength. At the same time, West Bengal being the worst performer with 44% vacancies against the sanctioned strength in the category of constables. As per police officers in civil as well as the district armed reserve forces, Bihar has the highest percentage of vacancies at 53% as against the sanctioned strength. When it comes to police officers, both in civil as well as the district armed reserve forces, the worst performer in this case is Bihar. The state of Bihar is the worst performer, right? See, how many states fulfill their quotas for women and SC/ST communities? See, as we know that constitutional equality mandates that all states to have reserve caste quotas also, right? However, despite years of reservations, Karnataka was found to be the only state to meet its SC, ST and OBC quotas with no other state or union territory managing to meet their reservation targets. Very important information from prelims perspective. It is only the state of Karnataka that has met its constitutional mandates of providing the vacancies, filling the vacancies for the SC, STs and other backward classes in the police forces. Among the large and mid-sized states, Haryana at 131% performed the best in terms of percentage of actual SC police officers to its reservation quota. It means more than what it has promised, Haryana has delivered. While UP came in the last with just 43% in the SC officers against in quota. So it means when it comes to the states on only the criteria of SC, STs, Haryana has outperformed and Uttar Pradesh has not performed well. As for the constabulary workforce is concerned, Karnataka had 116% of the SC constables against its quota, while Haryana had the lowest at 63%. Okay, so try to understand when it comes to the police officers in the SC category, Haryana performed well, Uttar Pradesh performed the worst. When it comes to the constabulary, Karnataka performed well, Haryana had the lowest at 63. So, a very unique position. When it comes to officers, Haryana is the best, but when it comes to the constabulary force, Haryana is the worst. Overall, SC, ST and other backward classes, Karnataka is the best, the state that is performing. This is basically large and mid-sized states. When it comes to small states, Goa and Sikkim were the best performers for the percentage of SC officers and constables both. In both the cases, with respect to smaller states, Goa and Sikkim performed well, right? And when we come to the share of women in the police forces of states as against their targets ranging from 10 to 35%, it says that when it comes to women's representation in the police force, most states have their own specific quotas for how many women there should be in the police force. For instance, the 6 union territories and 9 states have a target of 33% reservation for women. Elsewhere, the targets range from Bihar's 35% to 10% in Arunachal Pradesh, Meghalaya and Tripura. So, the states, because policing being a state subject, they have decided their own quotas as regards inducting the women in the police forces. The 5 states / union territories including Kerala, Mizoram have no reservations. Very, very important. Two states they are talking about, Kerala and Mizoram. 5 states / union territories including 2 states important, they are making a note. Kerala and Mizoram have no reservations as regards posting the women in the police forces. As per the findings, no state which had the 33% criteria managed to meet it. So, as regards women is concerned, no state achieved the criteria of 33%. It means any state which had a criteria that I want to induct 33% forces in the women category, no state could achieve this particular target. Right? However, among large and medium states, Andhra Pradesh, which reserves 33% of overall police posts for women, performed the best with 21.8%. So, when it comes to inducting the women in the police forces, Andhra Pradesh, though it has a target of 33, it achieved 21.8% of its police forces being share of women. Jharkhand was the worst performer with its share of women in police being just 6.2%. In small states, Himachal Pradesh was at the top with 14% of police personnel being women, while Tripura came last with 5.3%. And among the union territories, Ladakh had 28.3% women in police, while Jammu and Kashmir had 3.3%. So, this slide is extremely important from the prelims perspective. So, from the larger states perspective, best performer is Andhra Pradesh, worst performer is Jharkhand. From smaller states perspective, the best performer is Himachal Pradesh, the worst performer is Tripura. When it comes to union territories, the best performer is Ladakh and the worst performer is Jammu and Kashmir, the recently converted union territory, right? Now, one more important aspect related to governance of the police stations is the CCTV footages. See, in 2020, the Supreme Court of India, in a case called Paramveer Singh Saini versus Baljit Singh, it mandated the installation of CCTV cameras inside all police stations along filing of compliance affidavits in 6 months, the details of exact location of the cameras and the storage of the footage for a period of not less than 6 months. This was mandated by the Supreme Court in Paramveer Singh Saini versus Baljit Singh case. Very, very important recommendation that the Supreme Court had given. This was done so that cases where the use of force by police resulted in either serious injuries or custodial deaths could be reported. So, this was primarily suggested keeping in mind the increasing trends of custodial deaths and cases of severe injuries to the jail inmates while in the police station. According to a very important finding of the Bureau of Police Research and Development, it mentioned in its report that in states and union territories like Manipur, Lakshadweep and Puducherry, not a single police station of the total number in the state has at least one CCTV camera. It means the 3 states and union territories are defaulters here. What they have done, despite the instructions given by the Supreme Court in Paramveer Singh Saini versus Baljit Singh, mandating that every police station in every state should have a CCTV footage, these 3 states or union territories did not install even a single camera in not even a single police station in their particular state or union territory. This is very, very bad, let me tell you. And as of January 2022, out of 17,535 total police stations in the country, only 73% had installed at least one CCTV camera. So, this is a very big gap to be covered. So, this news assumes greater significance both from prelims perspective as well as from mains perspective. A question can be asked in mains: describe the recent initiatives taken by the Supreme Court to ensure proper accountability of the law enforcement agency. So, this could be one of the very good points that the Supreme Court had given under its Paramveer Singh Saini versus Baljit Singh case. Okay, so this is about this news today. I am very proud to inform all the students that Ekam IAS Academy is launching a new NCERT foundation course in both offline and online mode. See, the best way to start your UPSC preparation is through NCERT, and this course is primarily designed to assist the students in kickstarting their UPSC preparation. So, the subjects like history, polity, economy, governance, general science would be covered. Though it is written 170 only, if you see the detailed schedule, more than 210 plus hours of classes would be taken. See, this is unmatched in the history of UPSC, where no institution in the past has given 200 plus hours of classes for NCERT. And top of it, the cost we have kept only 999. So, this is primarily a hand holding exercise. It is not basically a commercial exercise. It is a hand holding exercise, a unique initiative of Ekam IAS Academy of providing 210 hours of classes for the UPSC aspirants as part of its NCERT foundation course. So, a must course that each and every one of you have to subscribe for. So, if you want to know more about this course or want to take admission into this course, please do call us on the numbers given on the view file. Please do like, share, subscribe to the videos of our channel on YouTube. For anything you want us to be added, you want us to change the methodology of teaching, you want us to take a particular session on a particular subject or a topic, please do raise comment in the comment box. We will immediately start recording those topics for you. I am Major SPI Subroy. one of the lead faculties and chief instructor at Ekam IAS Academy, and also I am one of the chief mentors for mentoring the students preparing for UPSC. I have decided to start this series of important news coverage on the daily basis, where every day I will pick up 3 to 4 important news that have appeared in the newspaper that day, and I will try to post them before 12 o'clock every day. The target is before 12 noon, the important current affairs of that particular day shall be there on YouTube for you. So please do subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you.